Intel and Samsung Electronics, they are the two largest IDM that are still remaining in this world. They still do a lot of chips internally. But if you look at over the past 30 years, the fabless foundry business model has evolved to be very, very strong for the industry. And Intel confession about their new technology delay and is now open for foundry outsourcing. That indicates a big win of the fabless foundry business model. So that's why you see the whole foundry space, TSMC, Samsung, UMC, SMIC, they all rally because of this, which means that this business model is the way to go, and it will continue to drive the growth. And the Intel business opportunity represents like $25 billion US for the whole foundry space to capture. So that is a significant boost for the industry.
Okay, but your price target on TSMC, Sebastian, good morning, Tanvi joining in this conversation, is 515 per piece, which is a 17% upside from the current levels. Does that signal in a lot of ways that the rally is nearing its peak?
The stock has, after all, has done pretty well since the March bottom. So undoubtedly, some of this optimism should have already priced in. That's for sure. But if you look for the longer term, the $25 billion of the business opportunity from Intel, we believe TSMC will likely take the majority of that in the next 5 to 10 years. If you compare that with TSMC, their revenue this year is about like $43 billion US. So that's about like 60% incremental revenue for such a dinosaurs company. So if you average it out in 5 years or 10 years, which means that the company can grow 5 to 10% minimum simply due to Intel. And if you add another normal semiconductor industry growth by 5% per year, then which means that this foundry giants may likely to grow like 10% CAGR in the next 10 years. I think that it's very hard to find a company with such strong visibility and long visibility in the next decade. So that's why I think that you look at the share price has rallied. It probably priced in the next 12 months upside, but you look for the longer term, 3, 5, or even 10 years. We think the over time, as time passes, the sell sider will gradually move up their target price, and the shares rally may probably continue in the long journey. Yeah.
So the bottom line is, even after this monster rally, TSMC presents a case for a buy for investors. That's what you're recommending.
That's right. And another thing that I haven't mentioned, we only talk about the growth, and the share price is the combination of the earnings and valuation multiple. What about the valuation multiple? I think that historically people view TSMC as a contract manufacturer, but going forward, this could be different because now even Intel may need to rely on TSMC to produce the chips, which is basically every chip in the world, we have to come up with TSMC fab. So TSMC will become the center of the world next human being innovation going forward. That is the indispensable value that the company has never had before. So I think from the investor, from market perspective, this will probably be the core holding or the core company that they should own in going forward, and that will likely to move up the valuation. Yeah, that's right. So to answer your questions, earnings growth plus valuation re-rating may likely to drive the share price rather going forward. Yeah.